Ulalele Ifly FM, taking you places.
Welcome to Fly FM, where we're taking you places. You are chilling with the Gifted Doctor, and it's 10:59 on the clock. With us in studio today, we've got someone fresh, someone exciting who's doing exciting things. We have Thando Ncube, and she's going to be talking to us about her business and all things entrepreneurship. Give it up for Thando.
And the crowd goes wild. Hello, everyone.
Hi, Thando. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you doing?
Good. Thank you for availing yourself for this.
Anytime. As soon as you said fresh, I was thinking juice. I was like,
I
fresh,
got
cold
it
press, raw.
On point. You see?
I
See
love
what I
it.
did there?
I love it.
Okay, Thando, so welcome. Just for the listeners out there, tell us about Thando Ncube. Obviously, I know you personally, but tell the listeners who you are, where you are from, where you were born. Give us a little bit of background about you.
So I am Thando Ncube, born and bred in Durban. I'm one of those Durbanites that just love Durban. Born here, studied here, everything, working here.
Not going anywhere.
Not going anywhere. Like I go for like a quick holiday, come back, like I'm all for Durban, guys.
Sure.
So what was the other part of the question?
You said you were born here. Yeah, I think that's about it.
And then obviously.
One thing no one knows about you?
One thing no one knows about me is that I am quite competitive. Like board games, sports. I do support some of the worst soccer teams, but but if we're playing 30 seconds, if we're playing Monopoly, like Jesus is just on the side, and if you're on my team, we are there to win.
Sure.
You know, and yeah.
Is that the same spirit you carry into business?
I try.
Sure. Okay, we'll get there.
Yeah.
Okay, so for those who don't know you and are listening, you've told us who you are. Tell us a little bit more. Now let's get into what you actually do.
So I co-own a business called Juice Bros. And so that's a cold press juicing company. I think we can get into that a bit later.
Yeah.
And just on the day-to-day, I run the operations of that. So it's pretty much getting the orders, invoicing, a bit of the finances and accounting and that, marketing, pretty much, just the day-to-day work. But a partner and I co-own the juice company.
Okay, awesome. How did you get to the decision of co-owning or buying it? And what was the process of actually getting ready for that financially and or otherwise?
So what was great is that I was already working for the company.
Okay.
And so when the previous owners decided to sell, it made sense, because I already know the ins and outs. So logically and just on the business point of view, it made sense.
Okay.
Because I already know what happens. But now it was the matter of the finances,
Okay.
So it needed a lot of prayer. I'm just like, firstly, God, is this what you are calling me into?
Sure.
And then looking into like the research just about the company, looking at the finances of the company, the different projections. So yeah, that was the more prepping. And then once I made the decision that, okay, we are getting into this, then I started reading up about, okay, so what does a loan look like? Or what does getting an investor look like? And then eventually decided to partner up with someone who was also looking into getting into juicing. And they pretty much had the same types of like belief systems.
Okay.
And so we thought, okay, we could make a good team. And then, so then already by then, like, I just need to pay a fraction of the price, because then I'm now getting into like a partnership. And then with the fraction that I had to pay, family came through, pulled in some money together. And so, this is how we ended up where we are.
Sure. You are blessed to have the family you have, hey?
Listen, I count my blessings every day, and they're right there on top.
You must never forget them.
Alele, they always remind me, they're like, this is a family business.
100%.
They're like, your name is on paper, but family business.
Sure, that is incredible. Have you experienced any challenges with being in a partnership?
Somewhat.
Okay.
Not too much because also, you know, I'm more on the ground.
Okay.
And with them, it's, you know, when we meet on that bi-monthly type of basis. And so I think initially what was good is that we highlighted what we expect from one another. And so once we got that covered, I think moving forward, it was good to know like the roles, you know, so it hasn't been much of like a problem because again, we got the foundations from the get-go. Like, this is what I'm expecting. This is what we're needing from each other. Cool. So it wasn't much of like a big problem moving forward.
Okay, so really setting out those expectations from the beginning is important.
100%, 100%. Because now you don't want to be halfway into it and then it's just like, oh no, but I thought,
assumptions. Sure. So I'm not really an advocate for juice per se, but you know, when it comes to Juice Bros, I'm like, a little bit more on the other side, right? I would vouch for it any day, just because, I mean, you can taste the freshness. There's something different about it. But what would you say, as someone who runs it, probably drinks it every now and again, what makes it different from the juice I can walk into ShopRite or Checkers and buy?
Yeah. Listen, you and me both, like, talk to me 2-3 years ago, like, I was not about juices, because I think we grew up thinking as soon as we see 100% on like a juice, we thought this is premium. And then the more you grow, you're just like, no man, this, you know, this thing's filled with sugar. And also just the fizzy drinks, like it was a lot. So yeah, I think getting into Juice Bros helped me realize, you know, like seeing the actual, like just the fruits and veggies, seeing what there's nothing added, you know, so there's no sugar added, there are no preservatives, so it's, you know, very, very fresh, you know. It shouldn't last you more than 7 days. We have a thing that we go by, Guti, if your juice lasts you more than 7 days and it's not alive. Type of thing, you know. So it is pretty fresh. There is no heat used in the process, you know. So it's very raw, because once there's heat, then you lose all the nutrients and the different enzymes. So yeah, with the Juice Bros, you know, it's pretty much, you know, cold pressed and literally from the fruit and veg into the bottle, into your system, and I love it.
No preservatives whatsoever.
Listen, fresh, raw.
So tell us about some of the flavors. I know you guys have some exciting flavors, the bomb and all of these other exciting names. Tell us about some of the flavors and, you know, some of the benefits thereof.
Sure. So I'll start off with the bomb that you've just mentioned. So we call it the bomb because it's got quite a kick, you know. It's got ginger, it's got turmeric, it's got cayenne pepper.
It's that flu shot.
Exactly. And it's got like a kick. So, you know, it also has like pineapple, apple, lemon. So yeah, that's very good for things like flus, and it's just a good immune booster. You know, pineapple is very good with, you know, just helping the immune system. Okay. So that's the bomb, and then we've got the red, which is another fave because it helps me with like pre-workout. So when I'm about to like work out or go for a run, like the red is extremely good. Sure. It gives you that extra energy, that extra power, and the red is your ABC. So it's apple, beetroot, carrot, and then a shot of lemon. And then we have the orange, so your orange, lemon, carrot, ginger and stuff. So that's good, obviously, again, for flus, also glowing skin. Yeah. And then we've got the green, celery, cucumber, apples, lemon, parsley. So again, that's also good for detoxing, cleansing. Okay. Yeah, just overall a green juice. And I think they're all just an easier and tastier way to have your fruits and veggies. 100%. I know it's very popular with like the parents trying to get it for the kids. Okay. Because, you know, kids and trying to eat veggies. So
struggle.
So yeah, it's a much easier and tastier way to get the nutrients in there.
Nice. I like that. The bomb. And the red. Those are my two favorites. And tell me about... you said before you bought the business, you were actually working for the company, and you got to see the ins and outs. Have you noticed a change maybe in any sort of way from it being run by the previous owner and to when you then started owning it? Yeah.
So there hasn't been like a big change. I think one of the main changes that I've seen is obviously like the clientele or the market broadening. Okay. Because I think, you know, for a while it was for a select group of people, or it appealed more. So once we've, as Black people, if I can put it like that, then they started to become more curious about it. And then, so we've been able now to penetrate those sort of spaces.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's good. Why do you think us Bantu people, we are not so...
Listen. One thing that usually sticks out, you show someone this juice and they're like, okay, so how much is it?
Yeah.
And you're like, measly $30. And then instantly they think I can get a 2-liter something with that money. And it's just like, yeah, but what are the health benefits type of thing? So yeah, I think that's one of the biggest reasons. And then obviously I don't think we've had the most knowledge or we haven't been taught as well about these products as we need to be.
Yeah, we see investing in our health as expensive,
100%,
but then we don't see the end result of not being healthy, which is actually usually way more expensive.
You see? Yeah.
So very good on that. I think we need a whole lot more education, but we'll trust people like you to keep doing the things.
And this is why you're here also.
So what are some of the challenges or lessons? I know running a business is not easy. Mm-hmm. What are some of the personal challenges and lessons that you've learned from now running and owning or co-owning Juice Bros?
So obviously, I think initially when we had started, a lot of people were excited, supporting us. So there was that initial spike in sales, the boom. And then after a few months, things started to settle down. And I think, again, when we had started, I'm seeing this boom, I'm thinking, millionaire by 30. I'm just like, Yazini, at this pace, listen, I'm going to be retired by 35. But yeah, I think then realizing, okay, things do plateau in a way. And so saving the money for the rainy days.
Sure.
And even the dry seasons, because, sometimes we did witness a dip during the winter.
Okay.
Because people are just we're having some warm beverages, which is actually when you should be having the juice because your immune system needs it. So yeah, I think budgeting for things like that, which we didn't, think about moving forward. And then, just putting money aside for things like machines. We've had 2 or 3 machines break down in the past year and a half. And it's always just man, we didn't think this through. And so now, the past couple of months, we're, whatever sales we're making, we're thinking, okay, let's put money aside for A, B, and C, So yeah, I think those have been the major things where we're trying to just put money aside. And when we do have those great months, it's let's put money back in the business rather than being okay, when are we splitting? Because there is a temptation. But yeah, I think it's just now realizing, let's just invest in the business for a couple of years and trust it will be fruitful, pun intended, in the years to come.
Sure. That must be hard, hey? Yes. Putting money back into the business.
Oh, guys, because now you can see the money and you're just I could be living large. But yeah.
Sure. Requires a lot of discipline, hey? So I heard at the beginning you said that you did a lot of prayer before you made the decision to buy the business. There were times where, now I'm in business, but I had moments where I've reflected, actually, did I ever think I would get into business, and thinking back, I actually remember a shop on my mom's veranda.
Look at that.
So somehow I sometimes feel sure there was an inkling somewhere there. So just going back to you, do you believe going into business was God's idea for you? Do you believe that you were called into it? Or do you think that maybe it was just at an opportune time, an opportunity came and you took it?
I definitely think it was God's idea. Just the way I'm built, even the idea of just serving people, sure. I think I am able to do it better in a business space. And like you're saying, I remember I was working corporate for a bit. Okay. And I remember at some point my mom was just I'm always wondering how you do this, because you're not there's something different about you. You're not a scheduled 8 to 5 type of girl. There is I'm generally curious and also very creative, and so I don't do well in like proper formal structured settings. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think there is a touch of God in that, and with this specific business, I love the health space. I love exercising. I love nutrition, and so this was just a good opportunity.
Sense.
Yeah.
Sure. Thando, so how would you encourage a young person today? I'm gonna call you young. Okay.
Please, because I am.
How would you encourage another young person who may be watching or listening today, who also wants to get into wellness or health product business? What would be a word of encouragement?
I think, especially with the pandemic happening, there has been a spike in the need and people realizing, the need within the health space and within the wellness space, and people just taking their health more seriously.
Sure.
It did obviously start, a few years before, but I think after the pandemic, there's now a bigger demand, there is a bigger market, and so I think now is the time. And more and more people are getting educated about just the wellness and their health, and health will never not be in fashion.
100%.
There will always be a need for healthy products and just wellness things, and so I think this is a category where there will forever be a need. And so if someone is there listening and thinking, should I not, I think you should obviously do the research in exactly what it is that you want to do. Because health and wellness is quite broad, and so you want to know if you want to focus on nutrition or the physical fitness part of it, or the mental,
Yes.
So figure out what it is that you want to do, and then run your race.
Sure, run your race. I hope you heard that. Awesome, Thando. Where can we find you and stalk you and order juice if we want to order juice?
So on Instagram, we are juice_bros_.
Okay.
We have a website, www.juicebros.co.za, and you can get us over the phone or WhatsApp at 083-267-5195. Juice Bros.
Awesome.
That's JUICEBROS.
You heard that. Juice Bros and Thando. Thando, thank you so much for availing yourself.
Thank you for having me.
We wish you all the best and
Thank
many
you.
more fruitful years.
Let's go.
And that's it from Thando and myself, the Gifted Doctor. Today, we hope you enjoyed that. Until the next one, keep flying.